Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Now, while technically I don't need any more art supplies than I already have, I did happen to find myself in the local art shop again. I just love browsing that shop and seeing what new things they have come across and added to the list of items that they're selling. So, of course, I couldn't resist and I bought a couple of items that I didn't yet have, like this toned Verona green drawing pastel acrylic gouache ink and charcoal paper. So, apparently, this is supposed to be good for any type of medium. This is by the brand Rembrandt, which is from Royal Talents, and it is local to me, so it is relatively cheap for good quality art supplies. As you can see, this is also 15% cotton, which is good if you're working with wet media. Now, do notice that this is not watercolor paper, so I don't expect it to not buckle or handle a lot of water particularly well. I also got some of the toned industrial gray paper because I just love the way toned paper can look under types of drawings and give a feel and atmosphere to it. Both blocks of papers are A4 in size and 180 GSM and include 50 sheets of the colored paper. Now that we have unwrapped it, let's look at the paper itself. So it is a very light gray, not very dark, luckily, so you can create nice contrasts with it. You can use the gray as your midtones and then add white and black to highlight and low light. It is a lot thinner than watercolor paper, but as I said, I wasn't expecting that thick paper to hold all that water, so that's fine. Moving on to the Verona green. Now, the quality of the paper is going to be identical, but the color is different. Now, I do realize that my white balance was very off and I tried to fix it, but nothing would help. So when we're zooming out of the paper, you can see that it's green a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Especially if you compare it to the gray paper, which I will include for you guys so you can see the difference if you might be interested in this paper. I'm already very excited to start drawing on this paper because I've wanted toned paper for such a long time and I finally indulged myself. So I'll get out the charcoal and the pastels quickly because I really want to see what I can do on these. Now, next up in the bag, we have some art boards. And while they're wrapped in plastic, and you can see my lamp in there, hello, you can actually see that there is a canvas type structure on the art board. And the manufacturer claims that there's more art boards coming up, just different sizes. Claims these art boards can be used with any type of media. Now, I doubt it will do very good when you smear something like watercolor on these, but I mean, you could prime it to suit your needs, I guess. But I think acrylics and oils, oil paints will do just perfectly fine on these artboards. I have no idea what I will paint on them as of now, but I'm sure they'll come in handy soon enough. Now, the next item is an item that confused me quite a bit in the store. I was like, why are they selling a little cardboard box? but seeing as they were next to some Roman Schmal paints and I pulled it out, it turned out to be a little carton palette actually that you can fit full pans of the Roman Schmal paints in if you are not going for a huge set of their paints. So it's actually quite nice and environmentally friendly and cheap. So win-win either way. Now before we get to the Roman Schmal paint, which I also bought a pan of, we first have a Schwinke Horidam Aquarelle Delft Blue color. This is a series 3 of the Schminke paints, and it consists of only one pigment, and that is the PB60 in this case. So just a blue pigment. Now let's see what that pigment actually looks like if we swatch it out. And it is a very warm, deep blue color. It's really lovely, and the flecks of pigment you can still see, but I'm guessing that is more to do with that I used the first dot of paint out of the tube, and the binder and the pigments may not be totally mixed in well enough yet, because this is not supposed to be a granulating paint. So I think that's the side effect that you're seeing and not an actual quality of the paint. What you're seeing on screen now is what the paint looks like if it is completely dried down. Now last but certainly not least in this mini art haul is the one Roman Schmal paint that I got at the art store. They had so many lovely, lovely Roman Schmal colors just added to their selection just now. But I have been buying so many watercolors as of late. I have so many colors already in my collection that I really couldn't warrant it unless they were different than what I already owned. And this was the only one, the Misty Morning one, that stood out enough for me to just take the plunge and buy this one color. So let's see, this color, why is it special and why did I buy it? Well, first of all, it is a granulating color, as you can see there on the label. And it is a combination of pigments in a granulating paint that I haven't yet tried or have in my collection, as I said before. And on the swatches there, on the swatch card, it looked stunning. So I couldn't resist. I had to have it and had to try it out and share it with you guys and see what we think of this paint. So here we go, just wetting the paint. This was actually really easy. It was an easily rewettable paint, but it was also still a bit sticky, as you could see from that foil coming off of the top. They wrapped it in so it wouldn't get stuck on the actual wrapper itself. So nothing fancy just yet, just a purplish color. But this paint really starts to change as it dries. So I included another sped up little piece of that footage so you guys can see for yourselves just how magical this paint is. See just how lovely those paints are. I mean, let's get a close-up of them. There are two pigments in this paint, the green pigment, PG50, and a violet pigment, PV19. And it granulates super heavily in some points, and the way you dilute it and push the paint around on your paper really has a big effect on this paint. I can't wait to start using this. And with that paint, we have come to the end of this mini art haul. So here's an overview of the stuff I got. We have those art boards, we have the two colors of toned paper, and we have two types of paint, one from Schminke and one from Roman Schmal's, and the weird little cardboard palette that Roman Schmal's also offers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this mini art haul and could live vicariously through me so you could save a couple bucks. If you like this video, consider leaving a like or a comment, or maybe even subscribing to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!